discussion. And now, let me now recognize the ranking member from California, Representative Berra, for his opening statement.
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman. And obviously, this is an incredibly important hearing. Your testimony could be my testimony, and that demonstrates the bipartisan nature of creating redundant supplies of critical minerals and rare earth elements, weaning ourselves off of the chokehold that China currently has, where we've watched them use their current export restrictions on rare earths in retaliation to some of the trade negotiations that President Trump's leading. We can't be dependent on that. And again, so with that, certainly thank you for this important hearing. Creating and building a diversified, resilient, secure critical mineral supply chain is crucial to our national security. That's why landmark legislation like the Inflation Reduction Act, in which Senator Manchin played a key role, led to historic investments to support domestic critical mineral supply chains and started to diversify us away from foreign entities of concern. Unfortunately, in the Big Beautiful Bill, some of these demand incentives with regards to electric vehicles, battery manufacturing, et cetera, potentially are going to be undermined. And that's something that, certainly as we look at implementation of this bill, I think we ought to correct to continue to build those demand signals. Also, while domestic production of critical minerals is crucial for the United States' security, we can't do it alone if we want to shift away from reliance with China. That's why our subcommittee is going to play an important role to make sure the State Department, the Development Finance Corporation, and other national security agencies have the tools they need to build resilient global supply chains. I've, in the prior administration, worked closely with the State Department, worked closely with Undersecretary Fernandez to build those strong international partnerships on supply chain resilience, both bilaterally and through multilateral initiatives, including the Minerals Security Partnership. The MSP brings together 14 partner countries, including Australia, India, Japan, South Korea, and the United Kingdom, as well as the European Union, to strengthen critical mineral supply chains. The MSP Finance Network convenes development finance institutions like the DFC and its equivalents in the MSP partner nations to leverage private sector investment for critical mineral projects, focusing on minerals that are most relevant for advanced technologies, defense, energy, and industrial processes. It's a positive sign that our ally, South Korea, has now succeeded the United States as chair of the MSP. That said, we've got to continue to work with the State Department and continue its robust leadership in the MSP to ensure that MSP projects are meeting our national security goals. That's why today I've introduced the Bipartisan Mineral Security Partnership Authorization Act with my colleague, Chairwoman Kim and Representative Moylan, to authorize the State Department to lead the U.S. participation in the MSP. As our committee works to pass bills, including reauthorizations of the Development Finance Corporation and State Department, it's critical that we work in a bipartisan nature to ensure that we have clear international strategy for securing critical mineral supply chains. The MSP is central to the State Department's role in this strategy, and I look forward to hearing our witnesses' suggestions on how we can strengthen the MSP to be more expansive. With that, I look forward to hearing the testimony from the witnesses, and I'll yield back.
Thank you. Other members of the committee are reminded that opening statements may be submitted for the